What's up? What's going on? Hide and read. It's a weekly Western wrap up. This episode is the Gunsmith, number 219, the Brothel Inspector. Inspecting Missouri bordellos would be a dream job for most men, but Jacob Webster has no interest in bartering for the sins of the flesh. He has standards, and he's finally found an angel who's met them. Jennifer may be low priced, but she's highly principled. She's also vulnerable to the sick appetites of a wealthy heir who'd do anything to drag her to hell with him. Jacob may have what it takes to save her soul, but Clint Adams has what it takes to save her life, and he's going in for the kill. That's fun, right? Alright, so in this one, as you just heard, is going to be about this character, Jacob Webster. He's an older gentleman. He is a inspector for these bordellos. What is a bordello? Or a brothel? It's a more colloquially a whorehouse, and he works for the state, not inspecting the goods, but inspecting the buildings themselves and making sure that the customers are basically protected in these exchanges and everything is going according to the law. A lot of people misunderstand his job title and think that it would be a fun job to have. He's kind of over it. He doesn't really want to talk about it. So when we encounter him the first time, he's inside a bar and some young gentlemen are kind of trying to pry him for information, and he's not interested because he just met perhaps the love of his life. And as usual, Clint Adams comes and scares off these young bullies, and Jacob Webster kind of tells him the story of what has happened, which is he was inspecting one of the higher class brothels in the state of Missouri. They're in the city of St. Louis. Yeah, not all the books in the Gunsmith series take part out west. Gunsmith travels all over the place. Anyway, so he's inspecting this fine institution, and he notices that there's some kind of fake walls. And the fake walls, they're like panels that you could lift up and get access into the other rooms. And the reason why they do this is because while the ladies are plying their trade, they'll have the men put their pants or put the men's clothes in a certain corner of the room so one of the other ladies can lift up the false wall and go through their belongings while they are thoroughly distracted. So typically that's the job of the brothel inspector, is to shut down these types of businesses. But in this case, he lifts, thinking that all these rooms are unoccupied, he lifts up one of these false walls and sees that there's a young lady working one of the rooms. She's with a customer, and she doesn't really seem too happy about her station in life, and he just at first sight falls in love with this woman. He doesn't necessarily want to romantically be involved with her, but he just is kind of tormented with this like sense of wanting to make her happy, basically. So that's like the most of the plot. This young lady is actually has caught the attention of another young man who is the son of one of the most wealthy men in the state, and within a month he's set to get married to the daughter of the most wealthy man in the state. And his father kind of the two of them kind of concocted this arranged marriage so that they could better manage their funds, basically. And the father of this son, who's kind of fallen for this young prostitute, the father has kind of like hopes and dreams of setting his son up for political office, maybe even to the president. So he doesn't want this working girl getting in the way of his plans for his son. So he sends like one of his strongmen, basically, to convince her to not pursue the son. And then what he actually finds out is that this lady is not interested in his son at all. She doesn't find him attractive. You would think this would solve all the problems, but really it just infuriates this man. He can't stand the thought that his son isn't good enough for a prostitute, and so he kind of sets up for this prostitute to be taken care of, along with the brothel inspector, Jacob Webster, because he gets hip to the plot. And of course, the gunsmith, Clint Adams, has to be involved as well. So there's like kind of like a three-way murder for hire kind of deal going on. And yeah, the gunsmith is going to shoot his way out of this one, just like he does all the other ones. This was a really fast read. I wish it was a little bit longer. There's like a format for these books. Like, they can't be too long. I'm sure the publisher had like very certain guidelines for the books. Like, this one's 180 pages, but it reads like it could be 60, to be honest, which is awesome. At the same time, it's a little disappointing when you get to the end of one and you're like, well, now we have to have all new characters in the next episode, basically. But, well, good thing there is 300 of these things, so there's no short supply of the Gunsmith. And that's our weekly Western wrap-up. Until next time, find somewhere to hide, find something to read. Peace.